EA's highly anticipated upcoming VR space shooter Star Wars Squadrons will have you manning the controls of various starfighters from the Rebel Alliance fleet, such as the heavily armed X-Wing fighter. Or, if you think the dark side is where it's at, you can jump into the cockpit of an Imperial TIE fighter and various other Empire starfighters. Unfortunately, this epic-looking VR dogfighting experience won't be available until October 2nd, leaving many of us die-hard Star Wars fans foaming at the mouths in anticipation. So, we thought we'd help quell that hunger with a handful of excellent VR space shooters you can play right now. First up, we have Project Stardust. This VR cockpit simulator puts you in the seat of an X-Wing as you fly missions and engage in battles from iconic moments in the Star Wars universe, such as the Rebel Alliance assault on the first Death Star at the Battle of Yavin. This is actually a project created to research different game design methods for combating VR sickness. As you would guess, flying through space has you pitching, yawing, and rolling all over the place. At one point in the experience, you're even speeding over the surface of the Death Star at a simulated velocity of 7,000 miles per hour in a zero-gravity environment. Project Stardust should work with any Steam VR compatible headset and can be played on the Quest using the Oculus Link cable or virtual desktop. Next up, we have Star Trek Bridge Crew. You're not flying a starfighter in this game. Instead, you're joining the crew of the USS Aegis as you explore an unknown sector of space in search of a new home for the nearly extinct Vulcan population. Star Trek Bridge Crew will test your teamwork skills as you and 3 other players jump into different roles on the bridge of the Federation's newest starship. You're able to play as the captain, the tactical officer, an engineer, or the helm officer. This VR experience lets you play with friends or 3 other people from around the world. There's also a solo mode that you can play on your own. Ubisoft, who released the game back in 2016, has since expanded the in-game universe to include classic ships such as the USS Enterprise from the original TV series and the next generation's Galaxy-class Enterprise D. Star Trek Bridge Crew is available on the Oculus Quest and Oculus Rift, PlayStation 4, and Steam for $24.99. Moving on, we have Starblazer. This one is slightly different from a standard POV VR experience like Project Stardust, or the immersive role-playing in Star Trek Bridge Crew. Instead, Starblazer has you building and controlling an entire fleet of ships in virtual reality. Created by indie developers Starcade Arcade, Starblazer is a multiplayer game where you position ships in the virtual space and directly control the path of your fleet on the battlefield via your cosmic controller. Think of it like coaching your team directly from the sidelines. Starblazer is an action-packed real-time strategy game, meaning you're able to watch your moves play out and see how the battle changes in your favor. The game itself is easy to learn but offers tons of options. This helps keep the game feeling fresh and interesting. Starblazer is available on Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, Valve Index, and Windows Mixed Reality for $19.99 with support for crossplay. Next up, we have Nspace VR. Nspace VR launched on the Oculus Rift back in 2018, where it immediately became a favorite amongst VR gamers, going so far as to be labeled Game of the Year by multiple critics. This explosive first-person space shooter has you joining an elite group of special pilots from the United Trade Consortium. Your job is to jump into the cockpit of the most advanced starfighter on the market and face off against insurgents from the Tartarus Liberation Front in order to protect the UTC's secret jump drive technology and gain control of the Tartarus sector. What makes Nspace VR really stand out, however, are the jaw-dropping visuals. The hyper-realistic cockpit interior and explosive space battles combine to offer an absolutely stunning visual experience. Nspace VR is $19.99 and available on the Oculus Store, Steam, PlayStation VR, and select cardboard VR headsets. And finally, we have Star Wars Trials on Tatooine. Okay, so this one is slightly cheating. First off, it's not actually a full-fledged game. Secondly, you're not flying a ship. As a matter of fact, your only interaction is looking at the ship and pressing a few buttons to fix it. But here's the thing, it's not just any ship, it's the Millennium freaking Falcon. The VR experience begins with you standing near a landing pad on Tatooine as Han Solo and Chewbacca do a flyby before landing the Falcon right next to you. Watching the iconic Star Wars ship slowly descend down to the landing pad is a literal dream come true. Once the Millennium Falcon is secure on the ground, it's up to you to defend the legendary craft from an onslaught of stormtroopers by deflecting incoming fire using a classic lightsaber. Trials on Tatooine is a relatively short experience, but one that does an excellent job of showcasing the potential of VR and Star Wars. Plus, it's made by ILM X Lab, so you know it's a quality experience. You can download Trials on Tatooine for free via Steam. And there you have it! 5 VR shooters to hold you over until Star Wars Squadrons launches this October. But how do you feel about the list? Are there any starfighter simulators you feel deserve some praise? Let us know in the comments below. In the meantime, I am taking submissions for potential wingmen. Minimum 15 hours flight time required. Hashtag Titan Squadron, hashtag the Empire did nothing wrong.